Hello everybody! If you don't already know, my name is Jordan. I'm from Oilersworkshop. That's my personal channel, but I'd like you to join me on my creative journey here as we do a group project, a group miniature set, if you will, together. Everyone's going to make something small. Whatever we make is going to be sent off to 4 photographers. I've already spoken to all of them. They've agreed to photograph in their own unique style whatever we build for them. We're doing a giant miniature group project, a crowd-sourced diorama, if you will. So I hope you can be a part of it too. What's the point of this? Well, number one, it's just for fun. It's something that I thought would be really cool to do. So if it's just for fun, what does that mean? This is a volunteer project. No one is getting paid for this, okay? The point of this is to have fun and to build something together. Whatever you make or you contribute, it will be sent here to my workshop where I am going to videotape and film every single thing that you guys make and ship to me that I put together in one giant diorama. I will be filming everything and showing it on my YouTube channel. And number two, you have to share how you build your part of the project. You need to share with the community how you build what you build. You want to tag Tiny Art Experiment in what you're going to make. I'm going to share everything that you guys make on Tiny Art Experiment. Of course, everything you guys make will be featured in the videos that I make as I progress this project along. Not only is this a volunteer project just for the fun of it, you need to be willing to show how you make what you make. Thirdly, the point of this is any disagreements or misunderstandings you might have with anyone out there in the community need to be dropped for this project. This is a neutral zone where we're all going to have fun doing the same thing that we all love. So what is the theme? What are we going to build together? A giant desert planet diorama inspired by Star Wars. Why are we doing that? Well, number one, it's accessible. It's something that most of us are familiar with, most of us know. Some of us don't like. That's cool, no problem, no pressure. If you don't want to participate, maybe we'll do another giant diorama down the road. Something that I know inspired a lot of us, including myself. Pretty much the sole reason I got into being fascinated by miniatures, by props, by filmmaking and things like that is of course because of Star Wars. I think I saw the first Star Wars, A New Hope. I think I was 7 years old, playing with Legos on my friend's living room floor during summer vacation. I watched the movie and my mother conveyed to me that all of the special effects in that film were handmade miniatures. Blew my little mind. You can make that? That's kind of the inspiration for picking Star Wars as the first theme for this project. I got a spark of inspiration last year when I saw that Haslab was going to be making a giant razorcrest in 1/18 scale. It's going to be 30 inches deep by 20 inches wide by 10.5 inches tall. And we're going to make that the centerpiece, or one of the centerpieces of this diorama for our photographers. But what this means is we're going to be making essentially a spaceport for this thing to land in. We're going to need accessories, we're going to need vehicles, we're going to need custom figures, custom droids, signs, doors, scrap, trash, vendors, repair shops, space blacksmiths, all kinds of crazy stuff that you could think of. What I need you guys to do, go back in time to 1976 and get in the mindset of a Lucasfilm concept designer or miniature set builder and think about what needs to be in this miniature desert planet diorama for it to feel real and authentic and fun. This diorama is going to be 1/18 scale. But Euler, why aren't we doing it at 1/12 scale, you're asking? 1/12 scale, like this here Bosk, is a beautiful scale. We can get more detail out of it, but that's just the key. We're going to have to add more detail, and because it's 1/12, it's going to have to be really, really big. It's already going to be really, really big. So we're going to scale it down to this 1/18 scale Bosk here, okay? It's going to keep everything a little bit smaller, a little bit more manageable. If you like making custom figures, these guys are easy to chop up and recombinate. There's all kinds of old and new Star Wars figures, G.I. Joe figures, different figures that are 3 3/4 that you can customize for droids and figures, as well as it keeps the vehicles and accessories that you might want to make much smaller and much more manageable. We already have an amazing team of artists who I've already spoken with. First up, we've got Tech Chucker. He's not just a breakfast cereal enthusiast, but he's also the host of the show This Week in Dioramas over on YouTube. If you're not already following Tech Chucker and watching This Week in Dioramas, what's wrong with you? Tech Chucker is going to be making a moisture vaporator for us, which we'll need several of, by the way. Next up, we have Vasco Toys. He's not just a family man with a great attitude. He loves this community and he's awesome at designing cool figure displays. Go check him out. He's making these awesome city backdrops that you can buy from him. He's going to make us some space trash and space scrap parts that our photographers will be able to lay around the diorama and use as detail. Next, we have Star Marvel 76, whose philosophy on making dioramas seems to be, if the wife won't let me buy a premium format statue, I'll just make one myself. He's going to be making us a little vendor stall, so for a shopkeeper or somebody to sell things. Our little people that live in our little desert planet world here need to be able to buy things and eat things, right? Next up, we've got High School Creations, who I'm amazed is constantly willing to push his personal boundaries of size, scale, and detail, which brings us some really cool projects that we get to enjoy. He's going to be making a couple of cool doors for us, which we're going to need more of, by the way. He's going to be sending those to Terraformer. Terraformer not only has pretty much the best name in our community, but he lives up to it by making incredibly beautiful terrain and display pieces. He's going to be making one of our facade pieces for the city aspect, and High School is going to be sending him some of his doors. We also have Sage JDG, who consistently makes beautiful layout designs with stunning color applications in a wide range of different things. Really looking forward to the vendor stall that he's going to be making for it. We also have C Goosey. Everybody knows Chris. He makes these really ambitious, large, huge, way beyond detailed diorama pieces for display and photography. He's going to be making some power generator pieces for our little spaceport. Of course, everything's got to have power, right? We also have Geek Mechanics working with us. His technical skills and artistry combine to make some really, really cool printable head sculpts, as well as items, accessories, and details for your diorama. Go check him out on Patreon if you haven't. His stuff is absolutely incredible. He's going to be making some scrap parts for our photographers to work with. And lastly, we have PRD Miniatures, whose work is so skilled and so clean, you'd swear you were looking at a miniaturized version of an Architectural Digest magazine scrolling through his page. If you haven't looked at his work, it's absolutely breathtaking and beautiful. He's going to be making an intergalactic Airbnb for our little miniature characters to live and visit while they're hanging out in the spaceport. Really looking forward to seeing that piece. My contribution to this is, of course, hosting the project, but I'm going to be taking everything that these wonderful artists make and you make and bringing it all together in one cohesive piece that can hopefully be modular and moved around to give our 4 photographers the most amount of creativity and to work with so they can translate what we do into their own little space. Whatever we can have you make to contribute to the project, you're going to be able to have your work photographed by one of these incredible photographers. To share with you their setup and what they did, you're going to get to have some incredible pics of your work. Who are the 4 photographers that we have? First up, we have A1 Groundwalker. He doesn't like Star Wars at all. If you're not following him, I suggest you do. He's really good at finding creative angles and storytelling. Really looking forward to what he does with this giant piece that we're going to give him. Also, we have Work More or Less, or Jason Yang. I'm sure you've come across Jason's stuff. He loves to incorporate humor. He's got a lot of finesse to his work. And of course, he loves Star Wars, so I know he's super excited. We also have Johnny, Sergeant Bananas. He's going to be taking photographs of whatever we send him. Very good at creating drama with just a single figure, so it's going to be incredible to see what he does with a giant piece like this. Fourthly, we have Plastic Action. Jax has agreed to be amongst these other amazing artists and photographers. Incredible use of space and lighting is awesome at creating humorous and fun scenes with crossing different types of pop culture that we all know and love. If you want your work photographed by one of these amazing photographers, you'd like to work with us, we'd like to work with you, please send me a direct message on Tiny Art Experiment, not Oilers Workshop, Tiny Art Experiment, if you want to get involved. I'll send you a list of potential things that you could make. We're open to ideas as well. We have to keep it reined in so that it's manageable for me to put together at the end with everything everybody creates. And please don't feel obligated to make something big. We really need people to make those small little world building details. We need aliens, droids, characters, figures, accessories, doors, signs, trash, scrap parts, vehicles, creatures, food, armor, weapons. We need things like this to fill out the world. You don't need to commit to something big, you can commit to something small. And guess what? I'm giving you 5 months. From the time you watch this video, you have until September 17th to ship your item to me so it can be incorporated into the diorama. If you want to be a part of this, go ahead and send me a direct message on Tiny Art Experiments Instagram page. I'll send you more details and what's going to be involved in the project. If you can't make something for the project or you like to support, I have a money pool set up on my PayPal account. If you'd like to send a few bucks to help cover the cost of shipping this enormous piece to these 4 different photographers, that would be greatly appreciated. Again, no one's getting directly paid for this, but once we have this finished piece, it's got to get shipped 8 to 10 hours away from me to potentially 3 different people, depending on our schedules, which is likely going to be $300 or $400 or even more per photographer that we have to ship this piece to. Go ahead and send me a direct message if you want more information, if you'd like to participate. Give me time to get back to you. I don't know specifically when I'm going to have to close the door in inviting people to this project. That's going to be dictated by how many people we get to do what type of thing, and we need all of it. Additionally, if you'd like to make a custom figure or a droid and you're not really sure where to start, especially in this 1/18th scale, I'd like to direct you to The Craftsman over on YouTube. That's C-R-A-F-S man. No T. He's over on YouTube and he has tons of tutorial videos on how to kitbash and recombinate 1/18th scale figures cheaply to make really, really cool stuff. I highly recommend his channel. Please get your creative wheels turning in the mindset of a Star Wars Desert Planet set designer, concept designer, figure builder, whatever you want to call it. Get a hold of me and let's make something awesome together.
If you need a pilot, I'm the best there is. My ship's the fastest there is. But it's going to cost you a lot. I don't take money, only girly giggles.
What do you mean?
You've got to giggle like a girl. Half now and half when we reach Daldar.
What if we should choose not to?
Looks like you don't have much choice. That'll do for the advance.